Hi, I'm Jess O'Brien, aka Voidburger, and I'm a little late to making a video about how the new Silent Hill movie is really bad. I don't care if everyone beat me to it. This is my video. I didn't watch theirs. Turns out, Return to Silent Hill was not released at all in theaters in Finland, a move I can only assume was made for my own health by the glorious socialist nanny state of Suomi.
Because it came something through Timo's seat, up in the ass of Timo.
Anyway, I've seen it now, and I'm gonna show you how this film has gotten everything wrong about Silent Hill. I mean, I'm hardly exaggerating, I mean everything. Return to Silent Hill is so unfaithful to its source material that even its Wikipedia page sounds a little sassy about it. In fact, so much of this movie is wrong, it's quicker for me to just tell you what it got right. A man named James is looking for his significant other, a woman named Mary, in a town called Silent Hill, which is not normal and is scary. He meets 4 other characters while there. A sweater-wearing lady named Angela who has a knife, a fat guy named Eddie who has a toilet, a girl child named Laura and a lady named Maria who looks exactly like the lady he's looking for, Mary. Weird. James gets a radio, and a flashlight, and a stick to hit monsters with, cause there's monsters here. Monsters like straitjackety guys, nurses, and roaches that they redesigned to look low-key kinda cute. Blah, I'm dead. Shout out to the singular Sam Raimi snap zoom, being used here, on this little freak. One of the monsters is a guy with a big metal triangle on his head, and a buster sword. Some visual things are pretty accurate. Certain camera shots are copied. Thanks for that. Maria's outfit looks pretty much the same. We also see the names of some streets, which are real streets in the Silent Hill games. Do they actually have crossroads like that, though? Well, the names of places James goes to are accurate to the game, and the order he goes to them in is like 75% correct. The final place our hero goes is to a hotel. Also, the twist is that James's woman is not only dead, but he killed her. Circumstances around these facts wildly differ between the game and the film. What more could you want in a story? Sounds like Silent Hill 2 to me. An idiot. But really, that's it for the faithful parts of this movie. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing Return to Silent Hill, the terrible movie, to its source material, the very good game Silent Hill 2. This is not only because the 2024 remake from Bloober Team is also different in a bunch of ways, and most of the changes are perfectly fine by me, but mainly because the remake had not come out yet when this movie was in production, so why should I bother? Return to Silent Hill's absurdities are not the result of playing telephone with any other adaptation. It all comes directly from the source, the OG Silent Hill 2, 2001, PlayStation 2. What's fascinating to me about all this is that it screams to me that this movie does know what it's doing. Everything wrong on purpose?
Silent Hill has a huge fan base. Christophe's somebody that they can relate to and understand, and he's a gamer himself, and I think that there's nobody better poised to bring it to the modern screen.
Do you observe, or have you been watching the games space and observing how they're telling stories, and were there anything that you learned from them, or any observations you may have made?
There's a sort of knowledge implied in doing literally everything backwards. Taking 99% of the source material and subverting it to be the opposite of what it once was. Especially when it doesn't serve the plot to do so in any way. The ultimate contrarian adaptation. I was originally just gonna go through this movie chronologically, pointing out every drastic change along the way. We open with our hero driving his bitchin' Stang in what is obviously the mountains of Europe. Whatever, that's not a mistake. You can do that if you want to. First mistake is James is not cool. But there were too many things wrong, and it would have been longer than the movie itself. But for this vid, I'm gonna narrow it down to categories and chapters while being really fed up and tired. Plinkett review style. Because like the Star Wars prequels, there's some shit in this movie that downright defies the laws of movie making.
This is movie romance at its most superficial and one-dimensional. Two attractive people in beautiful locations. They must be in love.
Anyway, let's dive in. No, wait. Let's dive in. No, wait. Let's dive in. There we go. The big problem, faithfulness, and the characters. Really and truly, I feel like the big main jumbo thing that is wrong with this movie are the characters.
There is a clear idea from Christophe to make it modern, but also very true to the video game. And that's also what it is. We are also respecting the will of the author, the producers, and Konami into this adaptation. Christophe, it's really somebody that respects the work that has been done, but that also has his own vision.
It was so important for me to respect the original creation, you know. That was the base, the start of everything. Everything starts from this respect.
Christophe is really faithful and respectful to Silent Hill.
I low-key think that director Christophe Gans, literally does not know the definition of faithful. Is it different in French or something? This script seems to hate all the original details surrounding these characters, the things that make them who they are. It's all up for grabs when it comes to writing this hunk of junk. Maybe being faithful to Gans and crew means that the story beats follow the same path, so you have something that resembles the structure, and I'm talking the barest bones of the original? And yeah, movie James goes to these locations in more or less the right order, and ends up in the correct physical location for the ending to happen, but this guy walking around or rowboating around town is not the story of Silent Hill 2. That's just some shit he did during it. Silent Hill 2, the game, is basically a character study of James Sunderland, an unreliable narrator that the player assumes is reliable. After all, he's the protagonist, and I'm a gamer aged 13 to 17 years old. I have no media literacy. I've hardly seen an unreliable narrator before in my life, let alone my gamer life, especially at the turn of the millennium when games weren't art yet. And that, obviously, wouldn't be happening until the release of BioShock.
You think you have memories. Was there really a family?
What?
Did that airplane crash? Or was it hijacked?
No!
Forced down
What?
by something less than a man, something bred to
No.
sleepwalk through life until they are activated by a simple
What?
phrase.
Would you kindly
No.
get this? Would you
What?
kindly find that? Would you kindly find that? Would you kindly find? Would you kindly get this?
Oh!
Man's office and kill the son.
Oh my god!
Jesus!
No! Oh! This is groundbreaking stuff for a teenager! Anyway, James portrays himself to us, the player, as a normal stand-up guy devotedly searching for his wife in the hopes that she somehow isn't dead. But like I said, that's our assumption based on the fact that protagonists in games are good guys. And that assumption of him being normal is called into question the more you learn about his character through his words and deeds.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
And how other characters read him too. Read him to filth.
You didn't love Mary anyway.
Wait! You didn't care about yourself anyway. Don't get all holy on me, James. This town called you too.
Anyway, I'm glad you're alive.
Anyway? What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me.
Get his ass! So, if you change the nature of the characters in a character study, you are intrinsically changing the story itself. I'm gonna hold Christophe Gans by his little French hands when I say this. If you change the characters in a character study, you are intrinsically changing the story! I have to say it more Frenchly. If you change the characters in a character study, the narrative of Silent Hill 2 isn't James walked through a forest, then James went through a tunnel, then James went to an apartment building, Then James went to the park. Then James went to the hospital. Then James went to... Well, they skipped that one and the other one. Then James went to the hotel. The story is in the characters, so it matters where they've come from and why they're doing stuff.
How do you know about Mary?
What's the big deal?
Why can't you just tell me?
You gonna yell at me if I don't?
No, I won't.
I was friends with Mary. We met at the hospital. It was last year.
You liar!
And Return to Silent Hill changed every single one of them in nearly every conceivable way. And some inconceivable ways. A lot of inconceivable ways, actually.
Now, please. Where is she?
My baby's sad.
But where do we even start? The answer may surprise you. Eddie Dombrowski? What? Why the hell am I talking about him first? Well, it's because of pure convenience, my friends. He is in the movie the least, thanks to some of his scenes hitting the cutting room floor. Probably for the best. Cow fetuses? Mom says it's my turn on the Xbox. Anyway, for whatever reason, Eddie is only in this movie for 4 minutes, I'm not exaggerating, and we're starting small, because I have a great, big, jumbled up, knotted up ball of thread here that is this movie, and you know what the easiest way to start, to unravel something like this is you attack the shortest one that is the most surface level one, and that would be Eddie. Eddie, in the original game, is a guy with weight issues and machismo issues, and he's paranoid, he's scared, he's all excuses. He always blames someone or something else for his actions.
Eddie, who's that dead guy in the kitchen?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't kill anybody.
You killed him?
But it wasn't my fault. He made me do it. That guy, he had it coming. I didn't do anything. He just came after me. He was dead when I got here, honest.
Eddie, what are you doing?
What does it look like? He always busted my balls.
His function in the plot is to inform us of a couple things. Firstly, he also sees Silent Hill's monsters, but only James can see Pyramid Head.
Red pyramid thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's kind of important. Secondly, he can see Laura, who is a physically real person, and that's very important. Thirdly, he, a bad person, accuses James of also being a bad person. Fourth, his denial of responsibility is a mirror of James's own denial. And lastly, I've lost count, he's an example to the player and to James of what this town can do to a guy. It's bad.
Killing a person ain't no big deal. Just put the gun to their head. Pow.
James is forced to kill Eddie in self-defense at a certain point, an action which James reacts to oddly.
Eddie? I killed a human being. A human being. Mary, did you really die 3 years ago?
This is also kind of important. James, despite committing an act that should jog his memory on what happened with Mary, is still in deep denial. He's still playing the concerned, devoted husband as a cope.
A human being. Mary.
Oh, so close, buddy. Maybe next time you kill somebody. So that's Videogame Eddie. If someone left him out of an adaptation of this story, I would still be disappointed, but I would understand why if you really gotta make sacrifices for the runtime. But bafflingly, they did worse than just omit him from the story, because in the movie, he's in here for no reason.
What the fuck? Are you okay? It looked like I'm okay.
Eddie's just some fat jerk who's gross and exists purely for exposition dumping of things that do not need to be explained.
You should have seen it. No one could get their ass in gear to react in time. Fires, the water, everybody going insane, bleeding to death out in the streets. All that crazy shit happened, and then these things start to show up.
I cannot tell you how little it matters why there are no people in this town. or why there's ash falling everywhere.
So, where's all this coming from?
You mean the ashes? It started with the fires in the summer. Summer's still burning. And then came the rains. Floods overran the water treatment plant. When water gets contaminated, people don't stick around.
I cannot stress hard enough that this does not matter. It can just be weird. Let things be weird. Anyway, there's no ash in the original Silent Hill games anyway. It's fucking snow. And it only shows up in the first game and nowhere else. And it's just remarked on like, that's weird. And there's no explanation besides, that ain't right. Stop explaining these things, it don't matter. Anyway, Eddie doesn't stick around long enough to have a character. He's just another freak that speaks exactly the same as every other spooky harbinger in this damn film.
You ever have weird dreams? Shit that goes on in there. You couldn't handle it.
Something that also changed here is not only can Eddie see Pyramid Head, but Triangle Man's reputation precedes him.
Oh shit. You did it, didn't you, Jimmy? You woke him up.
After this point, Eddie simply disappears from the movie. You may have well taken the character entirely out of the movie and saved the less than 4 minutes we spent on him for something better. Oh well, it is funny that he kicked James in the head for no reason.
Get lost, kid! Why would you do that, you asshole?
This makes Eddie the most relatable person in the movie, because I want to kick James in the head too. He's over here living my dream! More changes. James Sunderland. Alright, we're whiplashing from the least consequential character to the absolute most because the story is told through his point of view. And the remaining cast of the film, of all female characters, mind you, have been mutated into fundamentally one supporting character for James. It's confusing and wrong. This is where the bunched up ball of thread becomes impossible to separate out, and you just gotta start hacking at it with scissors, maybe a big knife. So, where do I even start with this guy? First mistake is James is not cool. Oh yeah, I guess I can start there. James Sunderland, in the game, is basically a relatable guy at the start, bit of a blank slate. We don't know much about his past, but that doesn't matter that much, because his grief is simple and powerful, the loss of a loved one. It's something people can easily imagine and would rather not.
And then there's the main character, James. He's not exactly the action hero type.
We set the main character as a normal person. You know, he's like a living neighbor next to our home.
James is just a regular Joe. So regular that his occupation in the manual is listed as protagonist. Look, it doesn't matter what his job is. All you gotta know is that his young wife died 3 years ago of some sort of slow, terminal illness, but a letter recently sent to him suggests otherwise.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
I got a letter. It's ridiculous. A dead person can't write a letter.
Bam! That's a juicy premise. We got the character intro, a relatable motivation in James's desperation to see his beloved wife, and the intrigue hook, which is the mystery of how can a dead person write a letter. All in about 7 minutes. Simple, perfect. We don't need to set up the relationship between James and Mary any further than this. We don't need no constant flashbacks because we can sense his love for her in his grief and in his nonsensical desperation to find her alive, even though, and this is another thing I can't stress enough, James knows Mary is dead from the beginning. This is important. Meanwhile, more than halfway through the movie...
She's dead, James.
Wait, who the fuck is that?
She's been dead for months now.
Oh, that's James's therapist, who mostly lives in the crystal dimension in James's cell phone and only emerges from it to spew exposition at us. But yeah, that character, who doesn't exist in the game, is who drops the bombshell that Mary is dead, which is not supposed to be a bombshell, like I said. Oh, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. So, the movie takes almost 12 minutes to get to the first shot of the video game, because it instead wants to set up James being a cool asshole for 6 minutes and then a sad asshole for 6 minutes. Why you would spend so much time making me not like the protagonist is beyond me. He's rich. Check out that product placement. Okay, I'm not a car dweeb, nor do we know exactly when this movie takes place, but adjusted for inflation, James's whip cost between $32,000 and $51,000 when it came out in 2006. So, I don't know, in my opinion, he's a little fucking loaded. I can't drop that kind of money on a car. So, ew, I don't relate to him because he's rich. What else? He's a dangerous dickhead who smokes the devil's weed while shooting sexy car commercials. He's also clearly a painter because he's very obviously got a bunch of canvases unsecured in the back seat, somehow not being blown away in the suspiciously alpine wind. Making James an artist makes him less relatable to the average moviegoer. That's not a real job. And making him a successful, rich artist makes him even less relatable to even the artists watching. His studio being this fucking nice makes me hate him. Wait a minute, he can't be that rich. Bro has the same IKEA rug as me. Anyway, you couldn't have a worse, clunkier opening to this story compared to the immediate intrigue of the game. It's all useless context that don't matter. We don't need to see their meet-cute flashback. We don't need to see James being a sloppy, sad drunk at the bar that only plays vocal tracks from the video games.
I think it's time to go.
All right. Sorry.
We don't need to talk to his therapist. Jesus Christ, he has a therapist in this movie? Shut the fuck up. We don't need to see his way too nice apartment or studio or whatever the hell this is. We don't need to see him physically receiving the letter from his dead wife. Wait, hang on. There's no avoiding it. I gotta spill the beans on something early. I gotta skip ahead to a major change about Mary, because not only does this James not know his wife is dead, Mary in the movie is not his wife. What? It's his live-in girlfriend who he broke up with for actually a pretty good reason in my opinion. We'll get to that later. I shouldn't have to point out that the level of devotion and obligation between a husband who had to be a caretaker for his wife, the trauma of seeing her waste away in front of his eyes, and some schmuck artist boyfriend who broke up with a lady because of a billion red flags is way different. It's also kind of nebulous about if or how this James knows Mary is sick, too. I don't know if that was explained. I'm confused. But so far as this guy is concerned, this is basically a regular letter from an ex who might be sick, asking him to meet up, which is extremely plausible. It's not the incredibly impossible and mysterious thing that is the inciting incident of the game. Anyway, where was I? We don't need to see him receive the letter. We don't need to see him driving the Silent Hill and parking his car and having a sad nap and having a flashback dream where he narrates that he really loved Mary and then waking up and walking to the bathroom where the game actually starts. 12 useless minutes! Out of about 100 minutes, that's 12% of the movie that should have been cut already. Wow! People talk about how hard it is to adapt a game into a movie because it's so hard to fit it into a movie runtime, but then they do shit like this. Okay, which thread do I pick on now? How about this one? The town, and the cult, and Mary. Believe it or not, the town and the cult are pretty much characters too. And I'm skipping to these because the way those things were changed is very knotted up and tangled up in how Mary was changed for a lot of things. Oh my god. Why'd they do this? By the way, why is this actress so familiar? I know she's in the movie 3 times despite the fact that she should only be playing these 2 people, but it's been bugging me this whole time. Have I seen her in some other schlock? Oh, shit!
Jake fucking saw.
Jake fucking saw, baby! Hell yeah! The reason that the town of Silent Hill is all spooked up in the games is a bit of a hazy game of hot potato occult style, where one thing kind of compounded on another thing until it got really bad, and here we are. Oops, monsters. It's the trope of the ancient Indian burial ground, plus Catholics or whatever coming in and, genociding people and mushing up their religion with the local one, becoming a cult, plus rituals gone haywire, plus drugs, plus psychic powers. No wonder the Silent Hill games are so hard to adapt, right? Well, it's a good thing Silent Hill 2 has basically none of this confusing cult nonsense front and center in the narrative, so we can all relax and just...
Even after he died, they used to worship him. Some kind of prophet or god.
Oh, come on! The Silent Hill movies are really attached to the idea that the town and the cult are inseparable, that you can't have a Silent Hill story without the cult taking up a large amount of the runtime, which is true of basically every other Silent Hill game except the one we're talking about right now. Exactly how much game time is devoted to the cult in Silent Hill 2? 0 minutes. Okay, that's a slight exaggeration, because you can gather a bunch of culty items in a New Game Plus run that gives you a secret ending, but that's gotta total up to less than 5 minutes, man. The regular story has 0 direct mentions of the cult whatsoever. You get tiny hints here and there, mostly for the folks who played Silent Hill 1 to go, oh, is that cult for the first game? Are they still doing stuff? Pedants will say Silent Hill 2's story can't exist without the cult having done spooky bullshit to make the town worse. And sure, but that's ancient history that doesn't matter to this dude and his dead wife. I don't have to know the history of Walt Disney's union busting to enjoy Disney World. In fact, it probably helps that I don't know that. Just like how Silent Hill used to be a nice vacation spot. With mascots. Anyway, what changed about the town in this movie? Sure, there's a lot of little nitpicky stuff, like, yeah, all those street signs are real, but they don't connect. And look, this only ticks me off because, man, if you looked up the street names, couldn't you have looked up the crossroads of them? That takes 1 extra minute of attention. Instead of passing by Cat Street and Nathan Avenue, then not turning at all and somehow being on Sanford and Sanders. Sanford and Sanders? Ugh, come on. You could have had James run up Lindsay Street, hang a left on Katz, then pass by the real cross streets of Martin and Neely before hitting the apartment building. That's exactly where that is. But that's my most pedantic one. I'm not even going to mention the no clips that we do to teleport to different places. Here's the less pedantic ones. This ain't where Heaven's Night is, in the town or the story. Why are we here? Also, this ain't Heaven's Night. What is this? This is supposed to be a dingy strip club, and that actually matters quite a bit to define the character of Maria, who works there. And doesn't in this thing. Why are we here? To listen to more Mary Elizabeth McGlynn music? Rosewater Park doesn't have a maze in it. Though I guess it can feel like a maze if you're stupid. Also, that park is supposed to lead out to like a pier over Toluca Lake. Oh buddy, we're gonna get to this scene later. There was a prison level here. It's gone now. Also, maybe the labyrinth they took out of here was supposed to be this? Or maybe this later? I don't know, I can't read the minds of Hollywood scriptwriters. If there's anything in there. But those are semi-consequential nitpicks. They're not story ruiners, right? The big changes to the town are in its history and origin stories. First of all, we got yet another totally new explanation for Silent Hill's weather, and where the heck did everybody go?
Towards the fort, started with the fires, came the rains.
Okay, so forest fire plus Silent Hill Summer Storm equals ash, and then the ash went into the water supply, made everyone sick, so they either left or they died. Okay.
All that crazy shit happened, and then these things start to show up.
This is different from the first two movies, where it's because of some coal fire thing that's still burning under the town. So everyone left because of fumes and because the economy got ruined. And here's the part of the video where I want everyone to know that Silent Hill in the games had nothing to do with the real-life town of Centralia, Pennsylvania until that first damn movie came out.
This is the real Silent Hill.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
The town of Centralia in Columbia County has been vacant for decades after an underground coal mine fire drove most of its residents away.
Okay, I just need to vent about this. Why the fuck do we believe this? Why the fuck? It's Roger Avery's fault. Why the fuck does anyone think that some Japanese people in 1998, while they were developing Silent Hill 1, knew about Centralia, Pennsylvania? You did not know about Centralia, Pennsylvania in 1998. I swear to God you didn't. Unless you were an adult and local to Pennsylvania, you did not know about Centralia, Pennsylvania. What the fuck are the chances that some Japanese people on the other side of the goddamn earth knew about Centralia, Pennsylvania? Okay? These are the people that needed to use Kindergarten Cop for reference for an elementary school. You think they knew about Centralia, Pennsylvania? Can we get real? Can we stop spreading this stupid fucking rumor? It's exploitative too. Leave the poor fucking 4 people alone that live in Centralia, Pennsylvania still. This is stupid. Stop spreading this. And this non-trivia, this factoid, went and cross-contaminated the games too. So now everything is 18 times more confusing than it already was, so thanks for that, screenwriter Roger Avery. I hope you went to jail for this. Oh. The past. The history of the town's founding, its cult, and how Mary ties into all of that are wildly different now, completely do not resemble the original material. And what confounds me even more is that I, a super nerd, I can see where all the bits and pieces of story DNA came from in the horrific narrative gangbang that is this film.
Leave her alone!
First of all, Mary in the games is a normal lady who is also not from Silent Hill. Silent Hill was a place that Mary and James went on vacation before she got too sick. This kind of matters with the spooky letter, which tells James she'll be waiting for him in their special place. But because Mary is now from Silent Hill in the movie, why would the Lakeview Hotel be their special place? Like, who stays in a hotel in the town they live in? Wait, it's not even special, it's just their place? What the fuck? So to make any of that make sense and have the movie still end at the iconic hotel, we have to flash back to the meet cute, where they go, "Ooh, look, a hotel. The view is supposed to be really nice." And another flashback to a date at its rooftop bar, which has a spectacular view, which is blocked quite a bit by the back of the sign of the hotel. I love to enjoy a nice lemonade on the tarmac roof of a hotel. They didn't even, gussy up the place. I thought this was supposed to be a nice hotel. Wait a sec. They're wearing the same outfits as the meet cute. Are you telling me this is their first date? Damn, James, you smooth as hell. Our Mary's kinda easy.
Our Mary. She's something special.
Sparkling little apple of her father's eye.
Oh, so you all know him, or?
Knowing Joshua Crane doesn't quite do it justice when you say it out loud.
He changed our lives.
Mary's family, they built this town, gave us purpose.
My life was spinning out in all directions. Help me put my head back on straight.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. Who brings a cat to a club? That's insane. I mean, wait, Mary's last name is not Crane, it's Shepherd. I don't know why we changed this. It's completely arbitrary. But also, Mary's dad is not a character in the games at all. Hell, he's hardly a character in this. The dude literally doesn't show up, not even in a flashback. I wonder if there's an actual actor on the cutting room floor somewhere, because it honestly feels really weird that there is no flashback of her dad. But Game Mary's dad does not matter in any Silent Hill game, and is never mentioned, which is double funny, because James's dad of all people does show up in a later game. But yeah, this guy, he's not a guy. The end. What's with this guy? So what they're doing here is they are mushing up two things from Silent Hill 3 and Silent Hill Homecoming. Here's how. In Silent Hill 3, there's this crazy cult lady named Claudia, and her dad was an important guy in the cult. You fight him as a boss. I don't think he always looked like that. So that's where the direct dad is a cult leader thing comes from. But 80% of this is actually from Silent Hill Homecoming, which is the 5th game. 6th game? Whose plot is entirely centered on the founders of the nearby town of Shepherd's Glen. Oh, Shepherd. Huh, that's Mary's maiden name. And it's the protagonist of that game's last name. So I guess Mary's family, at least some of it, used to live in Silent Hill, like literally 150 years ago, but pieced out to found their own town nearby. But they had to appease the gods of Silent Hill with child sacrifices to allow them to, I don't know, break their lease. I mean, talk about a landlord from hell, am I right, folks? That guy gets it. So, this is where the movie is coming up with the whole Mary has, since childhood, been the subject of a weird ritualistic drugged-up blood orgy run by her father's cult thing. Wait, did I mention that before? I guess I didn't. But yeah, all of her weird, queer-coded, art snob-coded friends like to drug Mary and then lick her a lot. Which is your classic art school experience. I don't know why James is being such a square about it. You're a painter, aren't you? But yeah, it's kind of like a bad and dumb version of the coolest part of the movie Society. Ah, Society. Wish I was watching that instead of this.
I do love the smell of the hunt and the taste of the shunt.
Speaking of things I'd rather be watching, it's also kind of like the demonic orgy in Event Horizon, which, hey, wait a minute, I know that guy. He's from Silent Hill 4. Also, speaking of things I'd rather be watching, it's also kind of adjacent to the sexy occult dance orgy in Jacob's Ladder, a movie which unfortunately Return to Silent Hill goes and reminds us exists. Always a bad move.
Man, never show a good movie in the middle of your crappy movie.
But yeah, Mary is some kind of cult weirdo now, which completely changes her character from, you know, a regular person that didn't do nothing wrong. So she got married to some guy who was a bit of a jerk, maybe. Then she got sick and then she died. Meanwhile, movie Mary is like a creep with no agency. But also seemingly no real religious indoctrination in her, because like after all, she was running away from the cult at the beginning when she met James in the meet cute. That's weird. And she's been actively hiding a very big, very freaky secret from her boyfriend, who has every right to break up with her. Dear our relationships, found out my girlfriend has been hiding that she's been basically a blood salt lick for her dad's cult her whole life, in a conspiracy that involves all her friends and maybe the whole town we live in. Deal breaker? That's my Jeremy Irvine impression. Top comment. Not a good look to sex shame her iron deficient polycule. Insecure much? I also want to take a moment to point out how utterly devoid of chemistry these two are. Holy shit. You only see tiny chunks of this relationship, but it's brutal to watch.
Well, look, seriously, Mary, let me drive you home. I can save you a sprained ankle or two.
I don't even know you, James.
1 hour later.
So what if I moved here?
No museums. No clubs. You'd really want to move here?
I would.
Why?
Well, there's this girl. She's not much to look at.
Sorry, they just showed up.
Wait, they just showed up? 20 people just showed up? Again? They're fucking weird, Mary.
They're my family, James.
So the game didn't risk having this non-chemistry issue because the only flashback we have of Mary is that videotape we saw in the Attract movie that turns out to be very important to the plot later. Like, really important. The player fills the blanks on their relationship based on how much James seems to miss her. She must have been great.
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
Mary, what are you saying?
Look, I'm disgusting. I don't deserve flowers.
I am not scared! I am not scared of any of you!
But you're disgusted. Say it. Say I'm disgusting, James. Say it!
Anyway, we gotta talk about Maria now. We don't get to see much of Mary at all in the game, but we do get to see a lot of Maria, who is the only not real human in this game. This is really important. It's quite hard to sum up exactly how opposite day everything about movie Maria is, this fucking ball of thread. So we are going to just start with how these two meet. In the game, James reaches Rosewater Park thinking it's the special place mentioned in the letter and runs into Maria, mistaking her for Mary.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
No, my late wife. I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are different.
My name is Maria. I don't look like a ghost, do I?
So I want you to know that every piece of perfectly cromulent information that you just heard in those introductory sentences are not in the scene in the movie where these two meet, but instead are scattered around the movie at the following timestamps. Maria looks like Mary, which Maria says, and not James.
I look just like her.
No. How would you know that?
It's how you look at me.
Mary is dead.
She's dead, James.
Maria says her stupid name like, dun dun dun.
I never told you my name. It's Maria.
I'm not mad at this being inefficient, I'm mad at this being pointless. These things don't need to be secrets that are revealed later. This is all supposed to be upfront information. The big reveal of the plot is that James killed Mary. We don't have to hide all these other pieces of knowledge from the viewer. The narrative functions perfectly fine, if not better, because James has some knowledge to work off of. And also, so you don't think he's got fucking brain damage. You're supposed to think Maria is extremely sus from the get-go. Why is there a sluttier version of his wife here? The hell's that about? Is this a really mean prank or something?
Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
Boy, that sure is weird. And mysterious. And she is supposed to be sexier than Mary, by the way, hence why it's kind of important that Heaven's Night, where she works, is a strip club. It's a pretty accepted fact that Maria is James's guilt-ridden brain projecting a more perfect version of his wife, remembering her as vivacious and sexy and contrasting with how sickly and unsexy she became from the illness.
Between the disease and the drugs, you look like a monster.
It's yet another thing the town is doing to try to get James's brain to jumpstart and force him to remember what he did to Mary. Not that I mean to assign that much purposeful consciousness to the town. Let's not open that can of light bulbs. But Maria's whole point in the game is to remind James that he killed Mary. Over and over.
Maria, no!
And over again. She is killed and resurrected 2-3 times over the course of the game, if you count the first time you meet her as technically being a resurrection of Mary. And her being killed multiple times matters so goddamn much. This is one of the things that matters the most, maybe. In the movie, instead of iconically being killed by Pyramid Head in this elevator hallway, she is non-fatally stabbed by a nurse. Snore. Honk shoe. Me. Boring. Don't get me started on like how they changed this scene to make James chivalrous, defending the elevator. Shut the fuck up! Him not being chivalrous is a big point of that scene. It tells on his character. God. Again, it's like they purposefully watched the stuff and then did the opposite of what the scene was to piss me off on purpose.
See? I'm real.
Just wanted to make sure you were real.
Maria not dying in front of James's eyes is one of the most heinous misunderstandings the screenwriters and director inflicted on this adaptation. It is very hard to overstate how crucial it is that Maria dies in front of James multiple times, especially at the hands of Pyramid Head. And only Pyramid Head, not some rando nurse. And yes, Pyramid Head does symbolize James, but not in such a heavy-handed way where it's literally James's face in the big, goofy metal mask and they're screaming at each other. God, it's so fucking embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as when Maria actually does get killed by Pyramid Head in the movie, which is because James independently decided Maria's not real after being told in the real hospital that Mary is dead. And he goes Joker mode in, like, the painter dimension and summons Pyramid Head to kill her?
Goodbye, Maria.
This is opposite land. This is made up stupid bullshit. Every time Maria is killed in the game, James is devastated and re-traumatized, but in the movie, it's treated like a cool, badass moment. I am speechless. Well, I guess I'm not. There's still a lot of the review to go. Okay, well, how about we talk about now Pyramid Head. Wow, I'm really holding off on talking about Angela and Laura. Have you noticed? I wonder why. Truthfully, I didn't really realize you could fuck up Pyramid Head this much. What with all he's been through already, being fanfictionally shoved into 2 movies of games he's not in. Pyramid Head is James's monster. This is important. He shouldn't be in those other movies. That has pissed the fans off since minute 1 of those movies. Dude should not be there. But finally, it's time for Silent Hill 2, the place the dude is supposed to be. And how can you still fuck this up? You only see this guy like 3 times in this movie, I think, so I'll try to be quick. In the movie, we're combining 2 places in this scene, where you meet Laura for the first time. She kicks a key away from you and laughs at you like Nelson from The Simpsons.
Hey, wait!
And where you meet Pyramid Head for the first time, who just stands there, menacingly. I want to point out that nothing action-packed happens in these scenes. I just showed you the whole thing. Nothing happens. That's part of why it's kind of scary that nothing happens. Fucks with your expectations, right? Pyramid Head has always been done dirty in these movies because they really robbed him of any scary dignity he once had. I mean, look at the cum gutters on this slut. God. I wrote that? Pyramid Head in the movies isn't allowed to be quietly scary. He's always got to be in your face and waving a sword around with impressive speed. He's slow in the game. He has this unwieldy, gigantic knife, but he seems to always be catching up to you. This makes him an uncanny presence that's always in the back of your mind. You're creating anxiety with this. Pyramid Head in the movies usually comes with an early warning cockroach system and is all about angrily roaring at protagonists like a scare actor in a haunted house. And there's no exception in this movie either. Movie Pyramid Head just doesn't have the juice. The dignity juice. Anyway, they messed up his intro. Got it. And then they roll right into his other big iconic scene, which is James walks right in on Pyramid Head banging two mannequins. I mean, okay, not literally, they're not gonna model a monster cock in this fucking thing. That's in the greatest hits version. But it's supposed to be that. Don't be cute. Like, no, it's not really that. Okay. James hides in a closet in an homage to Blue Velvet, and Pyramid Head does some weird cryptic motions at the closet. James threatened unloads a full clip into the dude, which only ticks him off a bit, but he calms down, he simply walks away. This is a billion times more interesting and scary than James running away from a roaring... Wait, right, there's a fucked up spider with a big ass in this movie. Jesus Christ. So why is this thing in the movie? I don't know her. Is this because there's no mannequins in the movie? We have this as a replacement creature? My real ass headcanon for why this thing is here is because somebody misremembered the original scene and just remembered like, oh, I remember there being 8 legs in that scene. Yeah, that was the scene where Pyramid Head punches a spider in its voluptuous ass. Merci beaucoup. So James is hiding in the closet from that thing, and Pyramid Head, who was already chasing him when he ran into Spider Booty, comes in and those two idiots fight. And PH kills it by punching it in the kidneys and ass. Oh no, he's gonna do that to my ass. Thanks, Jeremy Irvine. So PH just blasts open the closet, gives James a "Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry?" bully stare down until James is saved by the bell. Or siren. And they both go, "Ah! Arg! My head!" as the editor does a hate crime on any epileptics watching this piece of shit. See? James and Pyramid Head are the same. Then we don't see PH for the entire rest of the movie until James summons him with his dead girlfriend trauma powers to kill his dead girlfriend's doppelganger. Yeah, that's right, we skip the boss fight from the apartment building, and this fun part, and they omit him from this part, and the bit where you can run into him in that level that they took out of the movie, and even this really important part where there's 2 of them. Did you know there was 2 of them? That's double the cum gutters! But I guess this part and this part were maybe combined into this part, kind of, the painter dimension. But bad. It's bad. Anyway, it's crazy how, because they killed Maria 200 or 300% less than in the game, that means that there's way less natural opportunities to introduce the idea that Pyramid Head is a construct of James, which directly symbolizes James killing Mary, who exists to guilt him into remembering what he's done. So we get this instead. I was curious how much screen time Pyramid Head actually had in this movie compared to the other ones, and here's what I came up with. This is not scientific, because, it's a little hard to quantify what exactly counts as screen time, but if you count scenes that PH is in from the moment you're aware that he's in them until the scene has some sort of conclusion, this is how it shook out. Silent Hill Revelation 3D, the one that is based off Silent Hill 3, a game that has 0 Pyramid Head in it, has 14 seconds more Pyramid Head in it than the one he's supposed to be in. This is largely thanks to how long Pyramid Head was operating heavy machinery with his nipples in the background of the scene that was solved with the power of hugs.
Oh, the merry-go-round broke down as we went round and round. Each time 'twould miss, we'd steal a kiss while the merry-go-round went pop-pop, 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 pop-pop.
What is this movie? But if you take it far more pedantically and count screen time as literally which shots have Pyramid Head or his knife visible in them, it shakes out this way. Return to Silent Hill does barely eke out a win here, but I mean barely. I mean literally, it has 2 seconds more Pyramid Head than Revelation 3D, which has an extremely goofy monster fight at the end that significantly pads out the PH screen time. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm dead inside. Did I already say that in the video, that I was dead inside? I don't know, I probably did. Well, good thing there's no other characters to talk about. Hey, really stupid aside, but if anybody in the comments knows how to read lips, tell me what the fuck Laura is saying here to James, because the lip flap is not even close to the ADR they went with. I have no clue, but it's driving me crazy.
And now, there's nothing left to hide.
Sound off in the comments if you know what Laura said to James there. You may be wondering why I'm lumping together two completely distinct and totally tangible and real characters into one category. Well, it's because the movie did. You may have noticed during Return to Silent Hill that the actress playing Mary and Maria was also portraying Angela. Jig fucking saw. When I heard about this from the internet before I saw the movie, I knew for sure this thing would be worse than any other we've seen from this series yet. Well, I think I called it earlier than that because these production photos came out, and what is wrong with your wig? Party City ass bitch. In the movie, Angela and Laura are both symbolic fictional people who are aspects of Mary. At least they didn't make the same actress play the little girl, though that would have been really funny. But I guess Angela and Laura's fictional symbolic deal is different than Maria's. Because they don't put Maria's name on the tombstone in the stupidest plot twist reveal of my life.
What's Mary's full name? Our full name, James.
Okay, what's going on? What's all this then? In the game, Angela and Eddie are both real people who are unrelated to James's story, but are crossing paths with him because, in my opinion at least, they have what I would call complementary themes with James in their own deep-seated personal traumas. So my interpretation of it is that, Eddie's got his macho bullshit and deep denial that comes with the pressures of having to perform masculinity correctly and failing. So he's kind of on the mask side of James's problems, but doesn't share the same source, Eddie was bullied about his weight, and he is seemingly tormented by monsters resembling high school bullies of his, which is something not related to James. And James is tormented by the macho crime of wife killing. Perhaps the most macho of crimes. And, more charitably to James's character, if you want to interpret him as being a sad guy, actually, and not a malicious piece of shit, not being able to provide for her, or save her, like men are supposed to do. Supposed to, you understand, right? You get it. That's an adjacent source of basically the same trauma. The patriarchy hurts us all, baby. Anyway, Eddie and James never see each other's monsters, because James isn't hung up on high school bullshit and has graduated to way worse problems. Killing his wife. Angela, however. Angela is on the femme side of James's problems, which implies James may have some issues with women. Reminds me of somebody. Allegedly. Angela is an incredibly tragic character whose father and brother sexually abused her entire life. And this all culminated in her killing her father, at least. Probably her brother too. We're not sure. A monster associated with her is a real nasty piece of work. A rape imagery monster called Abstract Daddy, which is reimagined in this movie to look fucking goofy. Look at this guy. Fucking Spirit Halloween ass. The fact that James can see this thing is really important, and it calls into question James's personality. Why can he see this thing? How much sexual violence has he, perhaps, inflicted on Mary? I mean, look at the objectified version of his wife that he conjured up. What if this guy's a real bastard? And maybe he wasn't, but he's so racked with guilt from her death that he's really negging himself and seeing himself in this monster. James feels compelled to help her, but Angela's problems are not easily solved by just some rando guy being nice to her because he feels bad for her.
No! Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me. Will you love me? Take care of me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought.
She calls him out for not being as noble as he pretends to be. He's just uncomfortable and inconvenienced by seeing someone suffering. I want you to feel better because me seeing you feel bad makes me feel bad. That's not empathy, really. Maybe he felt this way towards his wife, too. Angela's patricide doesn't solve her trauma, and whatever psychological exposure therapy the town of Silent Hill is subjecting her to isn't gonna heal her either. So she ends up ascending a flaming staircase, implying her suicide.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
Bummer. The interactions between Angela and James inform so much about each other's characters.
Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right?
And again, it's without them being directly related to each other's stories. Their traumas are complementary. We learn about these characters through their interactions, not through awkward exposition. And Angela's whole deal is a harrowing subject matter handled pretty damn well for a game that came out in 2001. You kinda gotta hand it to him. Meanwhile, in the movie, Angela is like, I don't know, she's not real. She's like a part of Mary, so I guess that means Mary also suffered incest at the hands of her father, in addition to being subjected to the goofy-ass blood orgy business? And we couldn't get any more opposite day from Angela calling out that James can't save her to this. Huh. That was easy. Then they have the audacity to speedrun the flaming staircase scene. Ooh, why I oughta. I still have to talk about Laura, don't I?
My baby's sad.
Sheesh! In Return to Silent Hill, Laura is a generic spooky ghost girl who also is some conjured aspect of Mary. Get in line, girl. These movies sure do love spooky ghost girls that are evil. And her main purpose in the plot is to yell at James until he remembers that Mary's full name is Mary Angela Laura Crane.
Dun dun dun!
It's the big dumb twist that doesn't need to be here, because it's not in the game whatsoever. Where the hell did this bullshit even come from? In making every female character the same woman, you're really taking the oomph out of the only non-real human character in the game, the only person that is a construct of anything, Maria. Now Maria don't got the juice! In my opinion, if any of the characters besides James and Mary should be a real person, it is bar none Laura. It is pretty fucking crucial that Laura is real. In the game, Laura is our baseline of reality. She's not in the town because of horrific guilt leading her there, she's just some dang kid.
There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I?
Laura can't see any of the monsters. Silent Hill is seemingly completely normal from her perspective. Laura in the movie, though.
Was crawling on the ground.
Who was?
A monster.
Okay. Another reality check from the game. She and Eddie both confirm the other is a real person.
Laura? But why?
Laura. Is that her name?
That's what she said.
Maria sees Laura, but Laura never acknowledges seeing Maria, and they're never seen in the same room, leaving Maria's realness in question. but like her being concerned for Laura kind of makes you think like, oh, maybe she is a real person because she's seen Laura, so I don't know what's going on there. Plus, Maria's affinity towards Laura is supposed to remind you, again, of Mary.
I feel like it's up to me to protect her.
And the most important role that Laura has as a touchstone of reality is that it is because of her that James has a breakthrough and starts to question what he believes about what happened to Mary. Because there is a major timeline inconsistency in Silent Hill 2 that is very important.
Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago.
After this point in the game, Mary's letter that you've been carrying around with you for the entire game becomes blank. Whoa, buddy, that's a big damn deal. And the deal is sealed when James finally gets his hands on the videotape he's been seeking out. You know, the one mentioned by Maria in between Deaths 1 and 2, in that level we took out of the movie, so you don't get this super iconic scene at all.
Remember that time in the hotel? You said you took everything, but you forgot that videotape we made. I wonder if it's still there.
Oops. The tape is not literally a real tape, but it shows the truth. James killed his ailing wife, smothered her in her bed. His reality soon after crumbles apart, along with the hotel, as the game reaches its climax and ending. The game leaves it up to interpretation what James's motivations were. Was it murder or mercy? Was he fed up with taking care of her and snapped? Or was this an act of euthanasia, and he couldn't bear for her to suffer anymore? There's multiple endings in this game for this reason. They all play with these ideas. And your opinion of James greatly determines which of these endings you consider to be the canon one. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. I thought the ending where James committed suicide by driving into Toluca Lake was the coolest one. Dude couldn't forgive himself and was too sad to live. But when I became a video essayist, I put away childish things, because the Maria ending, where James is still in denial and implied to be doomed to repeat the events of this game over and over, is way more fucked up and sad than just him yeeting himself into a lake. 1 Corinthians 13:11. In the movie, they remove any and all question about James's motivation because Mary explicitly asks James to kill her, begs him to kill her.
Please. Help me now.
Let me recap this. James breaks up with Mary for very good reasons. While broken up with, she got sick. And sometime during that, James goes angst mode, becomes an alcoholic, grows a real fake beard, and freaks out on some paintings. Well, it's a really dark and quick-cut, chaotic scene. It's not like we have to see the Timu beard up close or lit properly. Oh. By the way, I can't tell you how difficult and annoying it was to cut around this beard so I could lay it on you right now as a joke, as a reveal. Here's the actual film edit of Mary begging James to kill her.
Please. Help me now.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Production-wise, seems like an easy thing to not have a scene end up like this. Like, why in the world? All you had to do was tell Jeremy not to shave on the first day of filming. and then film this part first. And then you tell Jeremy, okay, shave your beard. We'll film the rest of the film. Why didn't that happen? Do I know how to make a movie better than these people? I shouldn't. I don't think I should. So, yeah, basically, at the very tail end of her illness, James, in the world's worst Jacob Geller cosplay, visits her hospice room at the hotel? Do hotels do this? I feel like usually hotels are not big fans of people dying in them. Anyway, it's revealed in this scene that they haven't seen each other at all since the breakup. That means that James has not seen Mary suffer, seen her waste away while caretaking her crumbling body for months, maybe years.
Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
This is incomparable to the Mary we get in the film, who begs her ex-boyfriend to kill her, and he obliges. Wow, James did not put up much of a fight there, did he? The man doth protest too little. So because Mary explicitly asks James to kill her, there goes any moral gray area of the entire story. The story's entirely ruined. You did it. Good job, everybody. Pat yourselves on the back and count your millions of fucking dollars. I mean, James can feel guilty all he wants about taking a life, but I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't do anything morally wrong here. Hashtag James did nothing wrong. Except for the beard. Oh, honey, you can't pull that off. I mean, it looks like you could just pull it off. Again, huge gulf of difference between being married and not, and being a caretaker of a terminally ill loved one, and waltzing in on the last day to say, "Oh no, sorry, I wasn't here for you." And then she goes, "It okay? Kill me, please." And then going, "Okay, boo-hoo, this sucks though." Look, I know I've said this is important like a dozen times in this video. I'm getting annoying about it. I understand. But like, there's just so many things, so many simple things that you need to get right about the story of Silent Hill 2, or else it's not the same story no more. And another one of those super important things is that we, as an audience, should not be sure that we know why James killed Mary. This is maybe one of the biggest reasons why this game is so treasured by fans. It is very fucking cool that the game does not hold your hand on this, does not tell you what's going on there, because that's the thing that inspires 20 years of obsession in freaks like me. But you know what else is left to talk about that's really important?
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
I've already touched on the letter a little bit, but I gotta bring this all back to it because I need to fully articulate the crime that's been done here. Something that's really awful in this movie is that James doesn't seem too obsessed about the letter. He also never shows a picture of Mary to anybody, or talks about her much at all, or explains that a letter summoned him here, or anything. The film treats the letter as simply an inciting incident, and you can kind of forget about it otherwise, because that's all it was. The push to bring a dope to Silent Hill. In the game, the letter is way more important than this. You can check it anytime, reread it, you can look at Mary's photo whenever you want. And this actually affects your endings. This changes the type of guy James is. His attachment to the letter makes him more relatable because he not only seems devoted and on task, but he also has to stumble a bit to justify to other people how he sounds kind of insane for believing that he got a letter from his dead wife.
Anyway, she's dead. I don't know why I think she's here.
She's dead?
Don't worry. I'm not crazy. At least, I don't think so.
Him having a bit of a sense of humor or self-awareness of how crazy this does sound gives the player more benefit of the doubt for him. What kind of crazy person acknowledges the possibility that they're nuts, right? And movie James never showing anybody what Mary looks like while he's looking for her, and also having him never look at the letter again past the 12-minute mark of the movie, means you rob the viewer of a very easy and very cool and very emotionally shocking reveal at the end. Like I said, the letter's blank. That shit hits, it's so simple. Why are we getting rid of everything that works about this story? And then, at the end of the game, regardless of what ending you get, Mary reads out the full letter. Turns out that wasn't the whole thing, that was just page 1. James blocked out the entire rest of it. And it's one of the saddest pieces of writing and acting in all of video games. It's just heart-wrenching, it's incredible. Like, all I have to do is think about some of the line reads in this and I get verklempt over it.
I was so angry all the time, and I struck out at everyone I loved most. Especially you, James.
This story is neutered if you don't treat the letter like the emotional core of the story. Because it is!
But I want you to know this, James. I'll always love you.
And not only did these screenwriters rewrite it, not only did they never have James check it out more than twice, but they didn't end the movie with the letter. And the depressing, or maybe hopeful, or maybe ironic revelation that Mary loved James and didn't want any of this for him.
You made me happy.
But instead, we get a fake-out, semi-faithful bummer ending that really makes me want to buy a Mustang. Mustang, kill yourself.
Mr. Sunderland. Are you with us, Mr. Sunderland?
And then surprise! We're back in time? At the meet cute? What's happening? The movie's starting over. We're gonna be here forever! And then James, with his knowledge of the movie's events, somehow doesn't drive Mary to Silent Hill. They go the opposite way and live happily ever after? Until I guess she gets sick anyway, from a lifetime of blood orgy poisonings. Wait, holy shit, did they manage to squeeze all 3 endings into one ending? We got In Water with the car plunge, Maria with Leaving with a probably doomed hot lady, and Leave, because this ending isn't directed as if there's gonna be any foreboding stuff going on here. Because I don't know how to square this with that part of the movie that the filmmakers were hoping we forgot about. That happened really recently.
Well, maybe I could have helped.
No one could have. My father poisoned me. He poisoned me my whole life.
What the fuck? Something I think would have been kind of cool is if this movie actually had multiple endings. Now, some of you may be thinking, Jess, you dizzy, screaming, vulnerable American bimbo, how is that possible? How fanciful for you to think that there could be multiple endings in a movie. And to that I say, you should really watch Clue from 1985. This is a film with multiple endings. They're all valid explanations of what happened in the movie. Alternate versions of whodunit. It's brilliant. What they did was they played different endings in different theaters. Sometimes the theaters would advertise which ending they had. According to Wikipedia. I wasn't there. I'm not that old. I was -3. But yeah, I think that is super cute, and this could have been done that way. I know Silent Hill and cute don't really go together well conceptually. And anyway, we already did a stupid 3D gimmick last movie. Why not do a gimmick that's slightly less crass and it would actually kind of be faithful to the source material? And yes, I know I sound like a big hypocrite given that I'm a huge 1993 Mario Brothers movie apologist, but the difference here is that that movie is good as hell. But God, I can't believe a board game movie from before I was born is the most faithful game adaptation I've ever seen. Well, I'm gonna go home and smother my girlfriend. Da-da-da, da-na-na-na, da-da-da, da-na-na-na. The biggest crime of Return to Silent Hill is making it a bog-standard horror movie. I mean, it's the same mistake as the other ones too. They're junk. Movies that you go to with your friends while high and eat popcorn with them and get jump scared and then you forget about the movie in a week or so.
I want you to promise me that whatever happens, you'll never go there.
This game, all of these games, should be closer to an A24 joint. You know, elevated horror. It turns out it was trauma all along.
I was more thinking about the elevated horror.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Midsommar. I'm a big fan of Hereditary. I'm a big fan of the recent Bring Her Back. And I think that this film shows that the horror genre has expanded on a very sophisticated ground. It's no more just about shock. It's about level of perception and a very weird way to look at our life. The horror genre has evolved very well. I wanted to be part of that evolution by adapting Silent Hill 2.
The way this movie should make you feel at the end is adjacent to how I Saw the TV Glow probably made you feel. You should feel shook by this. Empty, disturbed, your nerves racked from empathy. You have to process this as you stare at your reflection in the screen after the credits end. Instead, we get this, which you could basically dub over with Walking on Sunshine and it would fit perfectly fine.
Game of Silent Hill franchise were great artistic achievement, and I have a responsibility to transpose that on a big screen,
How dare you, monsieur? That's a real rich thing coming from the dude who changed everything that matters about Silent Hill 2. Why did you do this? All of this is baffling, but I think the most baffling thing for me, something that has created ripples of shit throughout the film, is the nonsensical change to make Mary be nearly everyone. Why in the world would Christophe Gans do this? I thought he was a gamer.
Silent Hill has a huge fan base. Christophe's somebody that they can relate to and understand, and he's a gamer himself.
Christophe is a real gamer. He has been immersed in this world.
That's why the first film was so well received by the fans of Silent Hill, because they felt that I was one of them.
I wanted to ask you, is there a game in your experience in your lifetime that just means a lot to you and that has contributed to who you are today, if you were to think of one?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite game is BioShock.
Oh, man.
BioShock is not only a beautiful, evocative game, that's also an important political game. It's a philosophical tale.
Okay, whatever. It's fine. You can like BioShock if you want to. Don't get on my ass about it. It's fine. What matters is that Christophe Gans played and presumably understood Silent Hill 2. I mean, he's not just going to come out in an interview and say out loud with words that he has no media literacy of the thing he's adapting or anything like that, right? Clip here.
It's interesting because plenty of people who has played the game didn't realize that actually Maria and Angela are another representation of Mary. And they have not also understood that the monster themselves are a different representation of the girl. I like that. I like the fact that the obsession of James for this girl is actually contaminating everything, you know. Everything become a piece of Mary, a memory of Mary, a remembrance of Mary, you know. And it's Mary is actually the material of the architecture of Silent Hill, you know. And I like that. I think it's a beautiful idea. It's in a way it's pure poetry.
You're telling me that this grown man played Silent Hill 2 in his 40s or later and walked away from it thinking Angela was an imaginary creature that's a part of Mary. He literally thinks that? He just said that with authority? On an interview? My buddy. My man. Mon homme. What the fuck? If you claim to have seen plenty of people not realizing that Angela is also Mary, did it occur to you that might not be the case? And that you're wrong? This isn't even an up for interpretation thing. The developers have confirmed it. This isn't even a fan theory I've ever heard about. This feels like one of those conspiracy theorists on the Silent Hill forums in like 2004 would have posted this one. It's total nonsense. And it's not just that. It's not just that Christophe Gans doesn't understand what he's making, doesn't understand the source material, doesn't know what the hell Silent Hill is. It's that he warps it to like a very strange perspective that seems to think weirdly of women? Silent Hill 1's protagonist was changed to be a woman in the film, which the uninformed may look at and say, girl power, feminism win. But take it from Gans in his own blog post on the Sony Pictures Entertainment site.
It quickly became clear, however, Harry never acted like a masculine character. He was constantly dizzy, fainting, talking to himself, screaming, and in fact was very vulnerable. We did not want to betray the nature of the game by changing the character's feelings and motivations, so we felt it was better to change to a female protagonist and retain all these important qualities. I do not want people to think that I have been politically correct, because we changed Harry to Rose. There is no political correctness in Silent Hill.
Damn! That answer could use some work. You wrote that on purpose? Sounds real not great to me. Whoa! And like, I know this was 20 years ago, but so far as I know, he's never walked that back. We, under no circumstances, gotta hand it to this guy for making a feminist film here. Also, I'm sorry, how could anyone watch this and still think feminism win? Like, you know this is a film that has a barbed wire rape scene in it? That wasn't in the game. Neither was Sybil being burnt to death gruesomely, nor Alessa being sexually abused by a pedophile janitor. That's a totally made-up thing and guy and monster.
You know what can happen to little girls when they're left alone.
Was this necessary to add to Silent Hill? You know, to make it a movie. For movie-going audiences, because it's hard to adapt a video game into a movie. I feel like people are going to blame video games for being like crass and horrific for this. No, it's just a French guy. And hey, you also don't have to take it from Gans. You can also take it from screenwriter Roger Avery doing an impression of Gans in an interview in 2005.
I like women. I like to fuck the American bimbo. I want to have some movie with no men and have the women throughout. Women everywhere. I do not want to have all the men who deal with these or attitudes of men. Oh, I'm so sorry to French speakers. It's awful.
By the way, there's like no way that anything I'm saying is like libel or slander or anything. If that dude can get away with saying that, no problem. And that's a guy that seems to like Gans. Anyway, interesting stuff. So bear with me here. I know I'm being a dizzy, screaming, vulnerable American bimbo, but this is all like really important stuff to actually talk about with regards to Return to Silent Hill, that Gans in his previous Silent Hill movie also does not understand the female characters, which is also reflected in not understanding how a father could be devoted to his child in this way despite being terrified. Well, you know, surrounded by the actual scariest things imaginable. Which is kind of misandrous too, to say dudes can't love their kids enough to save them. It's only an entire genre of action film, dude.
Leave anything for us?
Just bodies.
I'd just like you to start off your unit again, John. All it would take is you're coming back.
No chance.
Carrie, they get a hostage. It's Dana.
What do you mean? My Dana?
I can tell you I don't have money, but what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
And those guys did not even shoot God in the face with a gun. Who's the real pussy now? Arnold. Liam. Too scared to shoot God in the face with a gun? To save your daughter? You women. Ugh. Bleh. Patooey. Women. So, okay, they changed the protagonist. But that's not all. In these films, Alessa has also been adapted for the screen into basically the opposite thing that she was. They turned the heroine of the game into literally a demon who made a pact with Satan or something for bloody revenge.
I told her it was their turn. I promised. They would all fall into her darkest dream.
Then who are you?
I have many names.
Oh, this is too much. I guess you're supposed to be the devil. I go by many names.
In the games, I feel like I've started so many paragraphs with the phrase, in the games. In the games, Alessa is burnt alive in an occult ritual with the aim to summon God, to raise the world and make way for a new paradise. Something Alessa doesn't want. Listen, I'm not saying the games are kind to their female characters, but I'm just saying you don't have to make up worse things than have already happened, okay? Either purposefully or by accident from all the trauma and spooky powers swirling about, Alessa splits her soul to form Cheryl, who spawns as a baby somewhere. Doesn't matter. Hey honey, free baby! My big point is that Alessa does not split her soul into straight up good girl and straight up evil girl, so literally. Something that the first movie and its sequel, Silent Hill Revelation 3D, directed by MJ Bassett, insist on.
I'm the dark part of Alessa.
Where's my child?
The little girl is what's left of her goodness.
So she took that last innocent part of her soul and placed it into a newborn orphan child. They say you are a demon. They are right.
Alessa still suffered for 7 years in the game, but she didn't make any deals with an evil entity promising revenge and giving her spooky powers, because she already had psychic powers. It was a survival response, and also a sacrifice to keep the ritual from succeeding. Things get all otherworldly and evil-looking because her powers get juiced up when Cheryl returns to Silent Hill because of a magical spell.
We'll use a magical spell.
So she goes rogue to purposefully ruin the cult's plans to destroy the world as we know it. She is the hero, who Harry mistakes for a villain because he was manipulated into believing that by the bad guy, Dahlia.
Hungry for sacrifice, the demon will swallow up the land. To seal this town to the abyss, the mark of Samael. When it is completed, all is lost. Even in daytime, darkness will cover the sun. The dead will walk and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell. Everyone will die.
After the judgment and atonement, an eternity of bliss. Oh, Alessa, the world you wanted is nearly here.
That's not what I want.
But you said it yourself. The world must first be cleansed with fire.
And you have to be pretty stupid to play Silent Hill 1 and walk away thinking Alessa was a villain.
You've been a ghastly little pest, haven't you, Alessa? I was careless.
So they also went and changed the character Dahlia, Alessa's horrific, abusive mother, into two characters. Because Gans really likes splitting up ladies and combining ladies, and they can't just be left alone. So she was split up into like a sad, weird vagrant who did nothing wrong except not protect her child from literally anything.
How could you let them burn her? No. I loved her.
It's all right, sweetheart. It's okay. It's all right.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Girl, come on. And the other character is a made-up character called Christabella, who is the actual Dahlia, with her cult leader status and personality and all of that. Because we can't have Alessa's mother be the bad guy because it ruins the movie's bizarre gender thesis.
Why did she not take me with the others?
Mother is God in the eyes of a child. Mother is God in the eyes of a child.
Mother is God in the eyes of a child. The hell does that mean? That's like a made-up quote, by the way. That's not from the Bible or anything. That's like a Roger Avery original or something. I don't know. So, all that stuff's messed up already by movie 1. And then movie 2 comes along and it also makes some very, very questionable decisions, but we're not going to get into that because this video is already way too long. There is a core insult to these stories happening in the film adaptations, and it revolves around its female characters. In their misunderstandings and maybe misogyny, the filmmakers have turned Alessa from a tragic hero to a vengeful devil, and horribly altered the entire structure of characters and how they interact with each other in Silent Hill 2. Combining Mary with every other lady in the story is the ultimate insult. It effectively destroys the purpose and meaning of each and every one of them, making them all a support character for James, and not real individuals who are on their own paths through Silent Hill for different reasons. All women are the same to you, huh? Only Maria is actually literally made to exist for James. There was a whole sub-scenario about it, called Born from a Wish.
So, what if I had said I believed in fate?
That James. He's a bad man.
Yes. I know.
Laura is here to find Mary too, and wants nothing to do with James. And how dare you make Angela exist for James? Oh my god, Angela? Who has suffered her entire life at the hands of men, who disdains and distrusts James, who calls him out for not actually caring about her. You made her exist for James? Fucking gross. That is gross that you did that.
It was so important for me to respect the original creation, you know.
Oh, but of course it is all about respect. Respect of what? Of who? What are we respecting? This is respect? This is how you respect a story? By changing every fucking part of it? If this is what respect looks like, I don't want to be on Christophe Gans' bad side. Although I probably am now.
get it. This is way too gross. Who would even think of doing something so disgusting?
But it's hard to adapt a video game. Yeah, maybe, if you don't have basic media literacy of the thing you're adapting, and a warped, biased view of the nature of the characters that make up the fucking story.
As Rose and Sybil make their way through Silent Hill, they confront a number of creatures. These creatures are all originally human. Even the ones who look like cockroaches were originally human, and they are all suffering for their sin.
Oh, but it's hard to adapt a video game. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, it's too difficult to adapt a video game to be a movie. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up and get good. Get good already. Stop fucking them up. You are choosing to make them bad at this point. You see that beard? Was that hard, adaptation-wise, to do that? Is that part of the difficulty of adapting a fucking video game? Multiple YouTubers have made movies out of just the cutscenes and some gameplay of Silent Hill 2, and some are shorter than this shit heap. Look, I'm an editor. Let me try to take out all the chaff in this movie. All the stuff we don't need to tell the story of Silent Hill 2. Like the first 12 minutes of the movie, all the flashbacks with Mary being beautiful in a sundress, all the cult garbage, Eddie, because he didn't do anything anyway, all the psychiatrist phone calls from the crystal dimension and elsewhere, the spider with the big ass, all the... God damn it, this is way too hard. They fucked up too much. Look at all that empty space. These gaps are all the bits of the movie that sucked ass and caused cascades of continued ass to suck. I'm sorry, the spider really got to me.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
I easily shaved off more than a third of the movie's runtime. How's that possible? Imagine how much more of the actual real story of this game you could have put into those 45 minutes that was instead taken up by total fucking nonsense. Then imagine if the movie was 2 hours long instead of an hour and a half. What if, dare we dream, what if it was almost 2.5 hours? I mean, hey, if the masses have the asses to sit through Marvel movies, they could do it here too. Sorry, I'm still thinking about the spider. Anyway, obviously, I think the excuse, the whole idea of like it's hard to adapt a video game, obviously I think that's bullshit. And I think it is coming from a place of simply not respecting video games as a storytelling medium, just straight up. And I think this is further evidenced by the fact that like a lot of video game movie adaptations look like the video game, but then aren't like the video game. That sure looks like Silent Hill. Look, they repeated that camera angle we all love. And it just kind of betrays that like these people that are making these adaptations, they don't care about the story. They don't respect the story. They think video game is a vibe and an aesthetic, and that's good enough. And they can fuck with the plot. They can totally ruin the characters. Who cares? It's just a video game. Congratulations, viewer. You made it. Your reward is the truth. I feel awful. This makes me feel awful. I hate this. I hate that this thing cost millions of dollars and thousands of man hours, and this is what we get. We don't deserve this. Silent Hill 2 doesn't deserve this. What is happening to movies? It breaks my heart that like a shitload of talented professionals' time gets spent making garbage like this. And it's stuff that has every right to not be terrible because it's based on something good. There's no reason this should be bad. And it's so bad that it probably is giving people the wrong impression of the actual original stuff. Like the barbed wire rape. It's not representative of the game. You know, it's not representative of video games, their capability to be storytelling mediums with a ton of emotion and like purpose to them. Like, this is a disservice to this entire medium to keep making video game movies this fucking bad. I feel bad for the actors that have to portray this trash. I feel bad for Jake fucking Saw Lady. I got nothing against any of the actors in this film, and I know for a fact that the girl who plays Laura, Evie Templeton, is brilliant in the actual real role of actual real Laura because she was the actress for her in the Bloober Team remake, and she nailed it. I especially feel bad for the guy that played Eddie. Dude got his whole character edited out of the movie. That sucks.
It's mad. It's so mad.
And I think this guy, I don't know if I feel bad for this guy because I don't think he actually got anything filmed of him because I think he asked for too much money from the get-go, so I imagine he was not shot at all. But like his head's here. Should I feel bad that his head only is in this movie? I don't know. But I feel bad all the way down to the gaffers and the grips. This production seemed messy to me. I'm not an expert. I've never worked on a film set. I'm just kind of applying my own knowledge from my own editing, career, I guess, but this is stuff that shouldn't happen. For example, here's a production rant that I took out of the Angela section earlier for pacing reasons, obviously, but I still want to rant about it. Here we go. So yeah, remember that part where James gets pooped out into the rape allegory room to apologize to a Halloween lawn decoration? Here's the film edit. Did you notice that? That is almost, very nearly the same exact shot, used twice in a row, but one of them is slowed down 50%. You're telling me you had no other good angles or good footage to use of this foot footage, so you slowed down a barely different alternate take of the foot? What's happening? See, there's something in the biz called coverage, and I'm not even in the biz. You should know this, Gans and company. But it's where you shoot the same scene from multiple different angles so that you have enough footage for the editor later, so you don't have to do janky shit like this in post. So they either should have shot this in slow motion to begin with, more frames, please, or they simply should have shot more takes from more angles of this stupid jalopy of a creature. Good. And coverage is not something a real deal movie should be told about by me, a YouTuber with cleavage online. This movie is constantly blowing my mind with how bad it is at movie making. The craftsmanship is bad. So yeah, I feel bad for the editors of this thing if they had to deal with weird shit like that. And I especially feel bad for the production and art teams because they clearly gave some sort of a shit about this.
And on this one, I had the great surprise to realize that the people who were going to help me on the production design, but also on the makeup, but also on the costume, but also on every level of the film, I had in front of me very young technicians who knew the game, the film, and loved them. The level of enthusiasm that I met on this film to create that strange world of Silent Hill was quite unexpected. I was thinking to myself, okay, I will have to explain a lot this film to my crew. And in fact, no, I didn't have to, because they were the 2.0 generation of Silent Hill lovers, and that helped me a lot.
And you squandered it. Somebody talented had to make that cow fetus, okay? Somebody talented had to make Throat Goat Jeremy Irvine, which, by the way, if anyone knows where this thing ended up, please let me know, because I want to own it so I may use it as a beer koozie. Basically, I believe that all the people who worked on this are good at their jobs, not you, beard person, and being mismanaged by soulless producer-director types until they made something that sucked. Actually, that's almost certainly why the beard is so ludicrously bad. Some schmuck probably had to run out and purchase a fake beard for production that day when they found out nobody told Jeremy to grow one. And that's my headcanon on the beard. If this cast and crew were working with the actual uncompromised, unfucked with story of Silent Hill 2 directed by someone who actually understood the work, we would have a good Silent Hill 2 movie right now. Fuck. A waste of talent, money, faith, hope. And I feel this way about pretty much all these films, I think. I don't know who's in charge of allowing IPs like Silent Hill into the greasy grips of these clueless writers and producers and directors or anything, and because like they don't know a single thing, like not just about how Silent Hill works, how its story goes, but like how any story should even fucking work. You're telling me one of the guys that wrote Pulp Fiction wrote this? A movie where Sean Bean can be completely edited out of it and the movie's better off for it? Sean Bean is breaking into the writer's office to write himself back into the movie. True story. Join my Patreon, join my Discord. Some people in my Discord made a Hold the Beans cut, and it's really, actually, it's quite good. It kind of salvages the first movie quite a bit. I know people have been looking back on the first movie fondly, to which I say, don't! Stop it! Don't do it! At least watch Hold the Beans, then look back fondly. Need some context on that. And when it comes to the writers who aren't Christophe Gans, whoa, y'all didn't credit Owaku and Toyama? Brutal. Wait, is this an admission that this movie is not the story of Silent Hill 2? Because good, I'll take it. I'll allow this. This is fine. Don't credit them. They didn't make this. Anyway, my point is, who are these other chuckle fucks? Who is this? How did you help make this bad? Because, folks, I don't know. I have no clue who these two people are, and I feel crazy.
So I decided, oh shit, buddy, I gotta dig a little deeper. There's no Pepe Sylvia, you gotta be kidding me! I got boxes full of Pepe!
This guy made the Bill Skarsgård The Crow remake that nobody really wanted and didn't do good. And this lady co-wrote another Gans movie, Beauty and the Beast, but en français. Who are you people? How did you schmooze your way into writing a Hollywood Silent Hill movie with so few credits to your names?
And when I open the door, what do I find? There's not a single goddamn desk in that office. There is no Carol in HR.
Who let you touch Silent Hill? I want to know who's responsible for that one. But yeah, these people meddle pointlessly in a tale that is not even complicated, and they water it down and down and down into something weaker and dumber and more confusing. But hey, it looks like Silent Hill. Oh, it's the camera angle from the beginning of the game. Wow. I guess my real conclusion is that it's like, it's fucked up that we keep making good things into bad things in the movies. I don't think that's good to do. I think it's bad. Like, we just keep making ugly, cheap-looking, stupid bullshit like this. Like, movies where, like, there's no point. There's no character arcs. The story is, guy forgot his wife is dead. Oopsie. Oh, sorry, girlfriend. Guy forgot girlfriend was dead. Oopsie. Uh-oh! And then these Hollywood freaks make $47 million off of it. What is going on? The only movies we're seeing anymore are like independent jams right now, honestly. Just give this IP to somebody that's nobody. Just give it to some young person with some sort of care or vision or anything. Give it to the backrooms guy, I don't care. So yeah, I don't like what's happening to movies, and I weep for the hypothetical Silent Hill 2 movie that in an alternate timeline got made and is good and normal and is like the thing it's based off of at all. Because we're never going to get that now. We're never going to get that. We're never going to get a good Silent Hill 2 movie, ever. No, it's not. Ship has sailed. It's not coming back. But yeah, these shitty movies are going to keep turning a profit, though, is the thing. Because people will watch any horror movie that comes out, apparently. But, like, things that start from a point of camp, like Resident Evil or something like that, like, those can be made into bad movies that are at least, like, fun. Like, a little less damaging to the spirit of the original thing. But you can't do that to something that's not campy, like Silent Hill 2, where all the fun stuff, like the silly stuff is like super cordoned off into New Game Plus areas. This game's really funny once you get past the wife murdering, honestly. This isn't even a fun movie to watch because it's bad. It's just bad. Like, I love So Bad It's Good movies. There's nothing of that in here. This is just bad. Just awful. I don't know. It's just play the games, I guess. I just play the fucking games. It's all we have. But yeah, I thought, you know, Bloober Team did a pretty okay job with Silent Hill 2. Like I said, the remake is fine. It's fine. The real shit though is if you want the real shit, you gotta play the enhanced edition for the PC of Silent Hill 2. That's the pure stuff. But yeah, and please stop paying money for these bad movies. Just don't do it. Anything but paying money to these things. They don't need to make their budget back. They especially don't need to make money doing this. Respect yourself. I didn't pay money for it. Thank you so much to my patrons. Oh my god. You're all so beautiful and patient with me. You know, I've been not the most reliable content creator. I'm relieved that so many of you guys are quality versus over quantity people. Thank you. But yeah, before this video was in production, before I even saw Return to Silent Hill, I was writing big ol' video that got put on the back burner because Return to Silent Hill was just way more fun to work on. This is real. It's just a movie. That's no problem. I can pick apart a movie, no problem, any day. But the one I was writing is about Sam Barlow's games, which means I would have to play like all of Sam Barlow's games all over again to get all the footage and stuff that I need to talk about. Why I don't really like Sam Barlow's writing. His games, I don't like it, okay? Just deal with that. People have been like really weird about me not liking Sam Barlow's games, okay? Like, what is he, like your friend or something? I'm sorry. So look forward to that eventually. Wow. Hi, it's post-production Voidburger, no makeup edition, with one last hearty thank you for watching. And also to thank with my voice, because I'm supposed to, a couple of my patrons, them being Gunther Herman, Jonathan Lau, and Josh Moniz. Thank you so much. I can't make the little, it's hard to do this. I would really, really appreciate any and all comments and shares you might deign to bestow upon this video, and by extension, me, because I don't know if you noticed, this is not an algorithm-friendly video. In a lot of ways. It's definitely not getting monetized because there's way too much footage of movies in it, so that's not happening. I'm not making any money off of this thing. Not directly, at least. And I said big, scary adult words. Oh, no. I talked about an M-rated game and an R-rated movie, and I used big girl words like suicide and incest and not sewer slide. And I don't know what they say to replace incest. Comment below if you know that. Bird's nest? But yeah, I have a Ko-fi, I have a Patreon, if you wish to express appreciation for me trying to treat you like a fucking adult in this video. Appreciate me. Financially, maybe, if you feel like it. But hey, it's been really cool to make a video again. It's a thrill. Something goofy like this was really nice to do. I feel like myself for once, and it's sad. It's been a while. I got burnt out to a near existential level for a couple years there, but I'm doing better. I'm doing better now. And in addition to this big video, and also being really intimidated about the Sam Barlow video, I've also been writing a book. Not a good book, though. Not a tasteful book. This ain't a classy joint by some classy broad, because I'm not her. It's not one of those dignified, like, Jacob Gallery ones about, like, video games and, like, philosophy and art and history. And no, it's a romance novel. It's a monster romance novel. Maybe with, like, a 4 or 5 spice level, if you know what the hell that means. It's not PyramidHead, don't worry. / I'm sorry. But maybe it'll get published one day. If I don't chicken out. Maybe I'll chicken out. But yeah, if I don't get embarrassed and scrap it all, and it does end up existing, I hope you might consider checking that out. I've written over 100,000 words. I'm starting to think I should probably just make it a real book you can read. Scary. But anyway, follow me on Blue Sky. I am at voidburger.com, where I will definitely post about any and all of those things I just mentioned if and when those things happen. And that's all of my plugs. Thank you so much for caring about my opinions in any way whatsoever. That rules hard. Thank you. I'm very blessed that you do.